Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Herdling.
Here you will head out on a grand alpine expedition with a herd of cute beasts. You will ascend a mountain path, encounter eerie dangers and obstacles, and forge your way to the mystery at the summit. You will have to guide and protect a motley herd of weird animals while traversing mountainscapes, fog-infused forests, snowy plains, and forgotten valleys. At the same time, practice your herding skills and navigate a wide range of challenges, threats, and easy-to-solve environmental puzzles. Well, easy to solve, definitely not for everyone. Don't ask how I know that. So this game is an emotional, wordless tale of trust, survival and companionship where you will have to cross through a fallen world. It is an amazing game without a doubt, but there is one big flaw. It's like your pee-pee. And by that I mean very short. The main story will take you only around 3 hours to finish. So this game is more like a long movie than a game, but a masterpiece, no doubt. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. In the near future, Bolivia has fallen into the hands of Santa Blanca, a merciless drug cartel who spreads injustice and violence, kidnaps people and kills those who stand in their way. Well, that is kinda obvious if you ask me. Imagine a drug cartel who spreads joy and freedom, enforces the superiority of the law and pays taxes. I really doubt that this is how drug cartels work, although I think so. I have never created one, yet. So here you will discover the diverse landscapes, both on and off-road, in the air, on land and at sea with over 60 different vehicles. And your goal is kinda obvious, you have to dismantle the Santa Blanca cartel. You must do that by fighting fire with fire. You know, they kill people and you kill their people. They spread violence, you spread even more violence among them. They sell drugs, you sell even more drugs. Oh wait, maybe not the latter. Anyway, show them who's the real boss in Bolivia is. Probably not you though. Little Inferno. I ain't gonna lie when I say that this game is crazy. I mean crazy good, because it's a proud owner of an overwhelmingly positive review score. Remember World of Goo? This is another game from the same company. Here you will throw your toys into your fire and play with them as they burn.
That is the crazy part.
This is an adventure that takes place almost entirely in front of a fireplace, and the cold world is just on the other side of the wall. A Little Inferno is a short game, only about 2 hours and a half will be taken from your boring life and made better. Don't hesitate. If you like crazy, this is the crazy you have to try. The Captain. This retro-inspired adventure game has around 90% positive reviews on Steam, so stay with me, that is not a very common thing. Here you are, the Captain, and a Space Fleet science officer, lost on the other side of the galaxy. Very Star Trek-ish. Dark forces are en route to Earth to destroy our planet, and you are carrying the only thing that can stop them. Is that a magic bowl of potato salad? You will never know if you don't play. Anyway, you have to race back home across the galaxy. You like Earth intact. You know, here the best beer in the galaxy is being made, and also for some other not so important reasons. On your journey you will meet new friends and make new enemies, although you won't be able to save everyone, and only you will decide who will be left behind and which civilizations will you save or destroy along the way. The decisions are all up to you. You are awesome, but obviously have too much power. There is a protest happening somewhere against you in the galaxy, with purple-haired people cursing you, that's no doubt. Morkredd. This is an innovative physics puzzle game that may be interesting for fans of darker tropes. The game is best played as a couch co-op experience, so be sure that you have at least one imaginary friend to play this game with. Here you are, the Orb's protector, and without it you will descend into a world of death and eternal darkness. You will have to survive and master over 60 puzzles while avoiding the shadows caused by your partner and the environment. Game is without a doubt a work of art. People on Steam are saying that Morkredd is beautiful but very short. You can beat it in a bit more than 2 hours. The House of Da Vinci 2. In this adventure puzzle game, you will become an apprentice of the famous Leonardo da Vinci. He'll have to solve handcrafted mechanical 3D puzzles and discover hidden secrets. Also navigate through environments of the Italian Renaissance period and travel through time to influence your surroundings. The game features hundreds of objects, many 3D puzzles and mechanical brain twisters waiting to be unraveled. People on Steam are saying that puzzles are really interesting and the graphics are nice for the eye. But sometimes this game becomes just a pixel hunting experience, when you just randomly click on everything trying to make something happen. Despite that, more than 90% of the reviews are positive, so if you like the genre, this game may be perfect for your evening. Are you ready to become most notorious pirate in the world, take hostages and pillage ships for incredible wealth? That is great. If so, you can also try this game and treat it like a pirate simulator for your upcoming life of crime. So here you will explore a vast world filled with unspoiled islands and underwater kingdoms. Take on adventures to hunt for lost loot, forge a reputation with the trading companies and battle various foes, from phantoms and ocean crawlers to megalodons and the mighty Kraken itself. And you know, after you kill the beast, keep in mind that Krakens are very tasty with hot potatoes and lemon. Also here, obviously, you can try your hand at fishing, make maps to your own buried treasure, or choose from hundreds of other optional goals and side quests. And the game itself is not a short one. The estimated time to complete all 60 Sea of Thieves achievements is about 1000 hours. Make sure you have a lot of free time before buying. Moonlighter. Here you are a shopkeeper who wants to keep your customers happy by providing them with various goods. You can put items on sale, set their price carefully, manage gold reserves, recruit assistants and upgrade the shop. But be careful though, some shady individuals may want to steal your precious wares. The trickiest part is getting the goods. You have to swim over River Nemunas to Kaliningrad, get contraband and then swim back to European Union to get rich. No, of course I'm kidding. You have to go to ancient passages to different realms and dimensions, fight various enemies and collect items from their dead, cold, maimed bodies. So romantic. Anyway, here the part where you hack, slash and die begins. People on Steam are saying that the game is fun, aesthetically pleasing and relaxing. Yeah, relaxing. So forget about big challenges, it's an easier game in general. But hey, it's nice to have something not Souls-like hardcore from time to time after all. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you're used to old-school Assassin's Creed games, keep in mind that Odyssey isn't like the first titles, and among your enemies you will encounter various monsters and mythological beings from legends, like Medusa for example. The game really has some witchery vibes. Here you'll also have weapons with supernatural abilities like increased strength or the ability to instantly knock out an opponent's shield. So here you'll explore ancient Greece, from lush vibrant forests to volcanic islands and bustling cities, and start a journey in a world shaped by gods and men. Here decisions will impact how your Odyssey unfolds. You can play through multiple endings thanks to the dialogue system and the choices you make. Customize your gear, ship and special abilities to become a legendary assassin. People on Steam are praising smooth mechanics and great visuals, although the story is like your cousin, a bit dull and naive. Drill Core. Here you'll oversee a dedicated team of miners, carriers and guards, and navigate them through perilous missions to extract vital minerals. You will also have to power the drill platform. Every decision will test your planning and resource management skills. Unpredictable wildlife, evolving requirements and ever-changing technologies will keep you on your toes. You'll have to adapt swiftly, allocate resources efficiently and try not to fail. You know, yourself. It's a single-player game, so if you fail, only you will know what a loser you are. You will look awesome from the outside when you'll socialize with your colleagues and friends, but deep inside you'll know that you failed at Drill Core and your confidence will be shattered. The ones you hate the most will smell it from afar. So better not to fail here, especially because your success unlocks new career opportunities and advancements, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Can I add pineapple to the potato salad then?
Arrest him.
No, please, sir, that was a joke.
Nah, too late, you spoke of what is forbidden. Anyway, beware of the nighttime. This is when the real excitement begins. Everything on this planet wants you dead. So, better prepare in advance. Avoid failure at all costs.
No, please, no!
Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. In this high fantasy world you will discover the long-forgotten secrets, interesting battle encounters, interconnected maps full of places to explore, and an immersive story where every choice matters. The game is really fun if you like light Souls-like battles and can enjoy a bit of cartoony graphics, but not everything is nice. Game has no map, like at all, so you will have to remember all the places in your head. That of course creates another level of immersiveness because you will have to use your actual navigational senses you usually never use in games. But do we actually want that? I don't think so. Anyway, if you decide to obtain it, the game will take about 30 hours from your boring life. Sovereign Syndicate. Here in this Victorian steampunk CRPG you will explore an open world filled with mystery and danger. You can choose from 3 playable characters with branching stories that intertwine. You will investigate, interact and take action to leave your mark on the world and its inhabitants. You will not find any random stat points here and will have to use your skills to level them up. Game wants you to trust your fate to the innovative tarot card chance system. You can solve problems with combat, persuasion, magic or even explosives. The game is heavily influenced by games like Fallout, Baldur's Gate and Disco Elysium. NPCs react to your gender, race, appearance and choice of dialogue, so you'd better look and act the part if you want the right results. But not everything is certain. Luck plays a role and it's all in the cards with the aforementioned tarot card chance system. Well, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of randomness in the games, and luck is exactly that. A random outcome to which you have no or little influence, at least when we are talking about approximately equal chances of success and failure. Of course, in many games your skill level in certain areas may influence the outcome heavily, but if some outcome is important and you got a disappointing result, you will load the save game and try again. That's how I got Nettie to let us go peacefully in Baldur's Gate 3. I tried as many times as I needed. That is the biggest flaw with luck in games, you just load and try again and again. Well, you can eliminate the save game feature and leave only autosave, like I recently saw in Dying Light 2, so you have to stick with your decision even if you don't want to, or start the game over from the beginning. The result of that? I just stopped playing. Anyway, Sovereign Syndicate may very well be a hidden gem or at least a nice polished rock. If you are in doubt, you can play the demo version already. Lies of P. In this Souls-like game you are a puppet who's caught in a web of lies with monsters and untrustworthy figures. You are awakened by a mysterious voice that guides you through a plagued city of Krat, a once lively place that has been poisoned by madness and bloodlust. If this description reminds you of your ex, then all good, you are half ready for the adventure. Here you will develop a unique combat style to counter your enemies by weaving together dynamic weapon combinations and activating new abilities. Lies of P is a reimagined fairy tale of Pinocchio, reinterpreted as a dark, grim narrative. You know, a Pinocchio for adults. When you lie, it's not the nose that's growing. If you add another P to the name of the game, you will understand what I have in mind. No, really, nothing like that, it's a joke. I played the demo version of the game and all I gathered was, again, that I suck at Souls-like games and I shouldn't even touch them. If you are like me, avoid this title. Few hits from bigger enemies and you are dead, and you will have to replay the whole chapter again. If that doesn't scare you, keep in mind that the game has around 90% of the positive review score and is probably a thing you want to try. No rest for the wicked. The game is still in early access, so it is kinda rough on the edges, but it is made by developers of Ori and the Blind Forest, so not by some rookies. So here the year is 841, and as word of the king's death echoes throughout the kingdom, the crown passes to his arrogant yet untested son. So there are some rebels wanting to cut his head off. The land is on the brink of civil war. That sucks, but it can always suck even more. So an unholy plague not seen for 1,000 years has returned as well. What a coincidence, right? So the plague sweeps across the land, corrupting everything and everyone it touches. In all this turmoil, you embark on an adventure. Well, on a task to be fair, because you are sworn to defeat the plague at any cost. Well, it's always better to be a warrior than a civilian in a war, so kudos for you. You got this. Or not. Knowing you, probably not. No offense. Stranded: Alien Dawn. This is a planet survival sim placing the fate of a small maroon group in your hands. You'll forge your story as you make vital decisions to protect your survivors from thirst, starvation, disease, extreme weather and so on. You will plant, grow, harvest and hunt down food, provide heat, light, devices for relaxation and more to keep survivors on top of their game, ready to face the next challenge. Stockpile useful resources and salvage material from fallen space debris. Also research technologies to expand your horizons. You will rise from basic camps to fortified bases, create a stronghold to defend the survivors from attacks by alien creatures. This deadly alien world is home for various scary monsters, although not as scary as your ex-mother-in-law. People are saying that the game will keep you intrigued for hours, and no two scenarios are ever the same. Colony Ship, a post-Earth role-playing game. Hundreds of years ago, a spaceship with 50,000 colonists was sent from Earth to colonize Proxima Centauri. You, as one of the colonists, will never feel the sun under a blue sky, never hear the wind in the branches of a tree, never swim in the ocean, never drink delicious vodka in Lithuania or Żywiec beer in Poland, and never taste the incredible rotten canned herring in Sweden. Well, maybe it's not a big loss with the latter, to be fair. And all this happened because you had the misfortune to be born in the ship, chained to a fate you didn't choose. You have never seen Earth, and you will never see Proxima Centauri either. You're doomed to live and die on the ship in the name of the mission, like your father before you, like his father before him. So in Colony Ship you will find a skill-based character system with feats and biological implants. Also you can choose from 12 recruitable party members with different personalities, agendas and beliefs. The game has a very positive review score, so if you want to live a meaningless life with nothing to lose, I mean if you are not already doing that in real life, this is your chance to have fun. Potion Craft Alchemist Simulator. This is a really unique and satisfying game. Here you will learn how to make various potions, from rat poison to love elixir, which you can later give to your mother-in-law so she would love you more than her actual daughter.
What a devious plan this is.
Also here you can buy various ingredients from traveling merchants or grow them by yourself in your medieval garden. Game has about 90% of positive reviews for a reason. People on Steam are saying that Potion Craft is a really relaxing chill game without many restraints, like time that runs out. No, nothing like that here. Really simple yet thoughtful game. Dandy Ace. So Dandy Ace is a fast-paced roguelike experience hugely inspired by Hades, but not blindly copying it. Here you'll become a fabulous magician seeking to combine and use your magical cards while fighting and looting your way to defeat the green-eyed illusionist who has imprisoned you in a cursed mirror.
Ooh.
While battling your way through this ever-changing place, combine different cards with more than 1,000 possibilities, each with their own playstyles and powers. People on Steam are saying that the game is quite difficult, but has great visuals and the gameplay itself is very entertaining. Dandy Ace has a very positive review score on Steam, so it may be the game you are looking for. Disco Elysium. This is one of the greatest role-playing experiences you will ever have, but play it only if you like reading a lot and like games without combat. You will not find any here. Well, I mean combat that is not a result of your dialogue choices. Your character will do things automatically based on the decisions you make, and those decisions of yours are not always very smart, and Disco Elysium just lets you do stupid things, which is kinda scary because suddenly you may realize that you just wanted to test the waters, but instead you actually made the decision that will have grim consequences. And by grim, I mean really grim. On some of those occasions, the game just ends. You may see game over screen without even playing an hour. And the game is like,
I told you, but you pushed me hard, so the consequences are yours to swallow.
yeah, actually Disco Elysium has 3 different endings and 12 unique game overs. Those I talked about before. So always, and I mean always, think twice before doing something stupid. And then think twice while playing Disco Elysium as well. Because no matter how stupid the decision you want to make is, the game may let you do it. Graveyard Keeper. Here you can make candles from human fat, burn witches, and even sell mystery meat to the local tavern. Well, you and I, we both know that this is human flesh from corpses, but nobody else has to know, right? That is not a question, by the way. You wouldn't want to visit a local tavern as a special guest. I like you. Anyway, Graveyard Keeper is the most accurate medieval cemetery management sim of all time, because obviously there are no other medieval cemetery management games. You'll build and manage your own graveyard and expand into other ventures while finding shortcuts to cut the costs. Use all the resources you can find. After all, this game is about the spirit of capitalism and doing whatever it takes to build a thriving business. If you have guts, try this game. If not, you can always harvest some from a fresh dead body. House of the Dying Sun. This is a tactical space shooter that puts you in the cockpit of the Empire's most deadly interceptor and in command of the Harbinger fleet. You will hunt down the enemies of your dying empire and upgrade your warships with new weapons and abilities earned during your campaign of terror. Well, it seems that you are a bad guy here. Anyway, gamers are praising amazing sound design, exciting combat and great visuals. The only bad thing is that the game is super short. Still, longer than your ding dong. Jokes aside, for you to beat it, it will take less than 4 hours. Although by reading comments on Steam I saw guys who have from 10 to 40 hours of gameplay on record, meaning that the game, at least for some of us, has great replayability. Faeria. Are you bored from Gwent and Hearthstone? No problem, try Faeria. Here you'll find enough content to keep you entertained for hours. Basically, if you like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, then you may very well like the deck building aspects of Faeria. The game involves tactics as well as strategy, since it uses a hex board which makes it stand out from similar games. Also, graphics and style will blow you, well, at least your mind. Game used to be free, but now it's not. It got a lot of negative reviews because of that, but don't worry, the game is still great. It's just not free anymore, and now it even has very positive reviews on Steam. I can only guess that by monetizing the game, the message Faeria is trying to send us sounds like
"Stop being poor" or something.
Well, that's rude, Faeria. Wow, just wow. You can't say that to people. Let them be poor as long as they like. Ready or not? He will take the role of the commander of the SWAT. You will have to compose the team from a large roster of unique talents. Give tactical orders, carefully plan and carry out various super dangerous missions. You are also obligated to look after your team's mental and physical health. Officers with unaddressed, deteriorating mental status may be unable to properly perform their duties, or even feel compelled to quit the force. Incapacitated officers may be temporarily unavailable for missions with the tragic prospect of death leading to a permanent loss. So you are not just a leader, you are their mama as well. Also, you will have access to the best weapons and equipment, including many new acquisitions. However, customization isn't limited to the equipment you use. While performing remarkable actions alongside your team, you'll earn various stuff. The patches on your sleeves, the artwork for your skin, and potentially even the timepiece on your wrist. That Casio for 10 euros will bring the envy from other officers and earn you respect. Or not. Probably not, definitely not. People are saying that the game will make you proud of being American, even if in real life you are some terrorist living in a cave defeathering eagles and hating freedom. Untitled Goose game. Ever wanted to be an evil goose? No? Well, you should, because you can be a menace to society not only being human that you are. Here you'll make your way around town, setting up ranks, stealing hats, honking a lot, and generally ruining everyone's day. This is a nice and funny puzzle game. And also, if you ever feel alone, you can play co-op with your mother-in-law, and that's how there will be 2 evil geese. The more the merrier, right? If you love making people suffer, this game is definitely for you. Gloomhaven. At first this was made as a tabletop game, and as it reached incredible popularity it was remade into a video game as well. It has all the features of dungeon crawlers like Darkest Dungeon, but stands out of the rest with a cool twist of 3D setting. So here you will lead your band of mercenaries through this unforgiving place where every move is crucial. Yeah, you sneeze, you die. No, probably not, but you get the point. You will have to carve your way through dungeons, forests and dark caves filled with horrific monsters to reap your rewards, or die trying, possibly the latter, over and over again. People are talking that this game will surprise you with the amount of unique monsters, high replay value and 100 hours of content, but it can scare you away with its very steep learning curve, so don't expect anything easy, it's not your sister. Witch It. This is a multiplayer hide-and-seek game where you are tasked with seeking hidden witches that blend in with the environment. Well, or play as a witch and do all that blending yourself. At first glance, that book on a shelf may look innocent, but remember, witches can disguise themselves as any physical object, although if you turn yourself into a pizza, you will look kinda suspicious on the ground, or in the bookshelf as well. You need to think where and how to blend in. Sadly, there is no ability to transform yourself into hairy balls.
That is sad.
Also, if you are a hunter, your perception skills will come in handy, that's no doubt. Here you'll also be able to craft new items or even your own maps to play in. Game may look a bit childish, and honestly it is, but it has around 90% of positive reviews, so a great time is almost guaranteed. NieR Automata. So the game tells the story of 3 androids and their battle to reclaim the machine-driven dystopia overrun by powerful automatons. Here humanity has been driven from Earth by mechanical beings from another world. In a final effort to take back the planet, the human resistance sends a force of android soldiers to destroy the invaders, and you are in control of them. The combat here is beyond fluid. You can change between ranged and melee, perform high-speed battle actions and so on. Also, it has 26 endings. If you are into that stuff, you can replay the game almost indefinitely till you get them all. That's if you are some kind of a masochist. I don't judge. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. You'll find yourself in Hong Kong, a vibrant neon city teeming with life, whose exotic locations and busy streets hide one of the most powerful and dangerous criminal organizations in the world. In this open-world game, you will play the role of an undercover cop, trying to take down the mafia from the inside out. You'll have to prove yourself worthy as you fight your way up the ranks, taking part in brutal criminal activities without blowing your cover. You will be torn between your loyalty to the badge and a criminal code of honor. You will risk everything as the lines between truth, loyalty and justice become permanently blurred. The game promises that you will enter illegal races, kick back with some karaoke and gamble on cockfights. Let's hope they have animals in mind. Just Cause 3. The Mediterranean Republic of Medici is suffering under the control of a dictator with a huge appetite for power. So this is some kind of Mediterranean Belarus, and you have to show them what freedom looks like. And here it looks like death and explosions of dictator's troops and allies. Here you will be given complete vertical freedom. Skydive, base jump and freedive in an open world the size of 1,000 square kilometers, so you can create chaos in all of this land and have a lot of fun. People on Steam are saying that the game is very fun and has almost zero boring moments. The grappling hook and the wingsuit will help you to fly around and cause havoc, and this experience will keep you entertained for hours. To be exact, about 18 hours of your boring life will be made better by this game. A story about my uncle. This is a first-person platforming adventure game about a boy who searches for his lost uncle and ends up in the world he couldn't imagine existed. So I guess your uncle is actually cool here, and not the type which sits you on his lap and touches your leg softly. He said to you that you should be happy because he works as a Santa in the mall, but your mother always said that he is a janitor in school. Wonder why? So you have your doubts about Uncle Steve. Fair doubts indeed. So nothing like that in this game. Here you'll use your uncle's mysterious inventions that let you jump incredibly high, uncover clues to your uncle's whereabouts and meet fantastical creatures that will help you on your journey. Also, you may get motion sick and vomit on your keyboard. Just look at this up and down movement. That is enough to sicken an astronaut. Well, probably not, but 10 minutes of playtime was enough for me to start feeling sick. Although I should say that I succumbed to motion sickness quite easily. You may feel nothing. Anyway, if that is not a problem for you, keep in mind that above 90% of reviews on Steam are positive, so this is definitely a good game.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Also subscribe, bye.